This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Update.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Charles Atkinson from Great Bend is the ASA representative for Kansas, representing the Kansas Soybean Association on their ASA Board of Directors. And Charles, we're here at the Commodity Classic, and yet again, another great event here in San Antonio.
It's amazing the number of people that come out. Right now they're telling us over 9,000 people is registered and is here. One of the biggest trade shows in the country, plus the fact that all four of the commodities are here doing policy work and just getting engaged in all the Farm Bill issues, all the EPA issues, biodiesel. Just a really great time for everyone to get together, and the camaraderie that we have is just wonderful.
It's a very busy time, as you mentioned, policy. There's plenty of policy that needs to be discussed with the upcoming discussion on the farm.
There really is. We take the lead from each one of our organizations, and then our Washington staff gets together, and it's a good opportunity even that I've seen when guys are talking about policy in one area and they're wondering, well, what would the corn growers or what would the sorghum growers think about this? It gives us an opportunity to just go down the hall and ask the question and see if we can stay on the same page and make sure that we have one voice as a group of commodities when we go up to Washington.
One thing that looks at, and this goes back to talking with your Kansas soybean producers, and eventually that filters up if you have anything or if the Kansas guys have anything, or even regionally too.
It really is, and it's just trying to keep everything up on a national level. A lot of times people will bring an issue up in the policy that affects that one state, and we have to kind of weed through things and make sure that we do a policy that covers everything. Very hard to do, but we got some really good people on the boards that are good about wordsmithing and can make it so that it's understandable to everybody.
And at this time of year, there's probably the question of you planting more beans or less beans, not only yourself, but probably asking other producers too.
Oh, yeah. I know that there's some guys that are saying, we're going to get more acres, but when you get more acres, that means you're affecting the amount that's being produced and the price going down. Some guys are just saying, no, we're staying true to our rotation. That's what we're going to go with, playing the law of averages. So it's really interesting to kind of pick the brains of everybody to see what they're thinking. And then with trade, the TPP being up in the air, that's a big concern that a lot of people have on their minds right now.
Because it's the great unknown, so to speak.
I think there's a lot of excitement with the new administration, where we're going to go, but there's a lot of questions of where we're going to go to. So it makes it kind of hard to make the plan when you're getting ready to start the planters here pretty quick.
It's Charles Atkinson from Great Bend, who is the American Soybean Association Board of Directors representative representing the Kansas Soybean Association. He's been our guest on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Stay with us after the break for more Farm Factor with Dwayne and Ethan Lane.
This Medford, New Jersey school bus runs on biodiesel, and so do these. In fact, all of these buses run on clean-burning biodiesel, which is great because the more we use biodiesel in our heavy-duty vehicles, the less carbon pollution in our air. Think how great it would be if more of our school buses ran on biodiesel. More biodiesel, less carbon pollution. More is less. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.